there goes the element of surprise. When coming up with the title for the sequel, there's a couple of ways of going about it. Random subtitle with the letters RE bolted to the front of it, a completely different title, and of course the venerable countdown method, which is why DICE is offering this time, is the spectacularly named Bad Company 2. It seems odd that this happens so much in the industry when these games are made with 100-person teams, but at least it's better than getting a same-name reboot. And talk about starting out by falling down the stairs, because giving a sequel to Bad Company was a horrible idea. Wait, maybe I should give Bad Company 2 a shot. Maybe they found some clever way to rope the Blunder Club boys back into the military after they stole all that good at the end of the last game. Thankfully for DICE's game, they did, using the surprisingly genius method of completely ignoring the last game happened in all way, shape, and form. Why bother making a direct sequel when you're just gonna toss the entire first game out the window? Well, apparently the industry never learned from the mistake that Super Mario Bros. 2 was, but it's not like that's a surprise. If video games were a school, they'd start the kids off in day one of freshman year by men in blacking them into blank slates to be ready for a completely new, non-revised curriculum that the teachers got that same day. Okay, maybe this'll actually be a good thing. It's not like Bad Company was a sacrosanct game being full of plot holes and having like 5 total characters in it. Well, remember how the idea of Bad Company was that it was completely full of soldiers who had been transferred over after they committed sabotage, desertion, and other court-martial offenses, and that they were only supposed to be assigned on the stupidest, most menial jobs imaginable?
They call it Bad Company. A mismatched bunch of rejects placed to serve our country as cannon fodder.
Well, guess what? The game starts off by having the Blunder Club sent into a destabilized region to clear out some opposing soldiers and collecting WMDs. Once again, Bad Company 2's story becomes complete nonsense because the premise is running head-on into logic. You are giving the Save the World mission to 4 people who stole from and deserted the US Army. And how the hell did the US Army even find the Blunder Club to recruit them into this new unit in the first place? The reason I keep going back to why the game is dead on arrival is because the story they're telling in the sequel is boring as hell. Most of the game is just nondescript shooting sections with no change, and the developer going with a basic FPS combat model makes the game a substandard competitor with other titles like Modern Warfare 2, especially since the enemies in the game still have their mile-long accuracy, and they start dealing out fuck you damage in the game's final level. In this type of story, which was essentially hunting down the WMD du jour, DICE should have shown a demonstration of it and really get a feel for the stakes. But the worst that the game showed was the main villain shooting someone and keeping it out of shot. And the guy he shot was in the game for like 5 minutes total, so no one gave a fuck about him. After 6 hours, the game ends on the players escaping a plane, one-shotting the villain in the face, and then being picked up instantly by their superior officer to set up a cliffhanger to another game that doesn't exist, because who the hell would want a Bad Company 3 after the concept was buggered up this badly? Bad Company 2 is your standard modern warfare shooter that doesn't have the set pieces or the military thriller plot to sustain any interest, and is gonna be an easily forgettable entry in this series that has yet to prove itself to be able to stand toe-to-toe with Call of Duty. Maybe in the next game, but honestly I'm starting to doubt it. To get this one fully out of the way, let's hang up a final score. And give you guys a patriotic victory for gamers. See y'all next round.